Hey everybody. Hey Kings and Queens. This is Queen D
and Clay D.
we want to welcome you to our channel. Now we have been embarking on something new, doing reviews, and we both agree that we love power and we love the entire book of power. And the fourth has been just so exciting. And so normally we do this at night, but we found ourselves getting really tired from the day. So we decided we're going to start doing it at breakfast time, right?
Absolutely.
So
So
let's
we don't fall
toast
asleep.
so we're going to toast to breakfast.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's good coffee. Now, so before we get into that, we're going to tell you a little bit about what we've been doing because we realize that we are behind by 2 weeks, probably, because we have been traveling and doing so many different things. But we realize that doing this takes a lot of time as far as actually reviewing the show and talking about it and taking notes, because as we go along, we will get better and better, because that's what happens when you have consistency. You do get better. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely. You're spot on correct.
Yes. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what we're going to be doing. Queen Court Conversation is going to Miami in the first week on December 7th to Art Basel. Tell them about that, a little bit about that, Clay.
Absolutely, Clay. Art Basel is an international art show that's held in many cities, from Switzerland to Hong Kong to Miami Beach. And it will be held there that particular weekend, a few weeks from now, showcasing art from all over the world. And it brings in a lot of local talent and international talent, all of that in one setting for a few days. And it's been going on for over 20 years now. So it's something that's really big and fascinating, especially to the locals down there.
And that is so exciting, because this is going to be my actual first time going to Art Basel. I've heard a lot about it. Clay's been a couple of times, and he suggested that we go there. So we're going to go there, and either we're going to do an actual show there or we're going to blog it, but we are definitely going. And that's what the plan is. But now we're going to get right into the force. I'm so excited about this. Wow.
Yeah, what an episode. What a finale.
We should have been doing this at night, so we could have had a drink on this one, because, woo, you really needed a strong cup of coffee for this one, didn't we?
Absolutely.
You know, we're going to start off with Tommy talking to Diamond. In the first scene, he and Diamond get into a little kind of a spat, so to speak, because Diamond is upset with Tommy because Tommy has a bad habit of taking control and not always telling Diamond what he's doing. But Tommy also has to realize that Diamond is not the same Diamond after poor little Leon got shot, right?
That's right.
So now Diamond is much more, I'm going to say, frustrated and angry and want to hurt somebody. But so they're discussing the fact that they found out that Vic is the mole, and that Vic is the rat, and that Vic is the one that has been a spy. And that has really infuriated them. They are so angry about it. And so they have a plan to set Vic up, and they call it Dead Man Walking, right?
Absolutely. Vic is in a lot of trouble because he's a snitch.
He's a snitch. And so they meet Vic on the rooftop. And Tommy gives subliminal messages like, wow, it's a long way down from being up. He keeps saying all these things, and then Diamond walks in, and Vic kind of suspects that something's just not right. But he still is hoping that maybe they haven't found anything out. And so Tommy and Diamond tell him, we want you to be with us with this setup, and also, and then Vic says, well, where it's going to be? Oh, we'll tell you. Because I trust you. And Tommy looks him straight in the eye, and then Diamond says, yeah, because we're going to get whoever tried to set us up, man, it's not going to be good for them. Isn't that what Diamond says?
Absolutely. He sure did.
So then they do the fist bump. Vic does a fist bump with Diamond, and then he just like a brotherly pat hug with Tommy. And Tommy looks in the eye and goes, we'll call you. Oh, right, yeah. And so then the next scene is when Tommy meets with Shantae. I love that. Talk about it, Clay.
Yeah, and this he's talking to her. He's basically talking to her about.
He breaks in.
Yeah, he breaks in, and he's just sitting there like Spider-Man. You know how he does that
like
sometimes.
a ninja. And then Shantae says,
"You can't be breaking entering into my place."
Yeah, well, you got some nerve. And Tommy says, well, hey, I just want to talk to you about something, cuz, and she's like, what you want to talk about, right? And so what happens is, Shantae says, he said, now that you work for me, what does Shantae say? I love this part.
I don't work for you. I work with you.
And the way she says it is powerful. I love that. I don't work for you.
I work with you.
I work with you. Now, if you got something to say it. If you got a plan, I need to know. And Tommy goes down and says, we got to pretend that, we're still enemies. And he explains to her what's going on. And she goes, oh, okay, I'm in. And he wants her to be basically a spy on Claudia about the Serbs, correct?
Absolutely. You got it.
And so that's what happens with that one. And so Shantae's like, okay, I'm in. We'll see how this is played out. We'll see. So the next scene we're going to talk about is when, I love the part where, he says, the bigger the risk. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And you see Janard and Diamond in the barbershop. And so what happens with that one?
So he's getting, it was a real long scene. You show Janard getting this haircut, fade, edge up. You see his whole hairline or lack thereof, and you see that famous ear of his, which I'm still wondering, is that real or is it prosthetic? If somebody knows, just let us know in the comments or DM us. But yeah, they were just talking about, the Diamond was just talking about how he wants to get revenge for Leon by going after, I think it was D-Mob or Little Mob or something like that.
He wants to get revenge on Mad Dog because
Mad Dog, yeah, that's right.
Yes, because Mad Dog shot Leon, and the problem is that Mad Dog is related to this real vicious killer in prison named King Kilo. Sounds like King Kong because he's huge.
Yes.
Like a King Kong. He's huge. He's scary. But anyway, so Janard is being really clever because Shantae has been schooling him. And so he's trying to put the bug in his brother's ear that Diamond, that we don't need Tommy Egan. Tommy effing Egan is what they call him now. And Diamond says, wait a minute. He's the one that set this whole thing up. And Janard goes, how so? Because see, Janard is really just getting information to give back to Shantae. And he says, well, Tommy is the one that said that whole thing for us to set up to kill the Serbs and let people think it was Miguel. And then Miguel got in trouble with Shay. And that's how that whole thing went down. And Janard goes, oh, shoot. Well, if the cartels find out and Miguel find out, they're dead. They're dead man walking, And he says, and Diamond says, yeah, but he ain't gonna find out. Kind of like, brother, he ain't gonna find out. It's kind of like a hint there, And Janard goes, but do we really need Tommy effing Egan? He goes, oh yeah, we need him. We need it because we got a plan going down. And Janard goes, okay, brother, oh shoot, I look good. And then they showed Janard, I love the part where he looks at his baby pictures, because those are his real baby pictures. I love that part, don't you?
Yeah, it shows them when they were young.
Yeah, I like that. I think
Young
that adds a little truth to it. A little truth to the show.
Absolutely. And remember how he mentioned about, don't go after him. He's 16. Well, so was Leon. And we were 16 when we got out in the streets and we started this game.
So I don't give a damn is what Diamond really said.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't give a damn. I want that boy dead is what he said.
Makes you wonder, there should be like how there's a Raising Kanan. Maybe there should be like a Raising Diamond, a Raising Janard.
Yes.
And there's a spinoff. I don't know if 50 Cent has the capacity for their spinoff to a spinoff.
Right.
But that would be interesting to see.
That would be interesting.
But I don't know.
But moving right along, let's talk about how Vic goes back and tells Stacy. So they're having this meeting. And Stacy's like, okay, Vic, tell us all that happened. And Vic goes, when are you gonna let me out? And, you keep promising to let me out. And she goes, oh, we're going to let you out. But first we need you to do this. And then Vic gets angry, says, you ain't going to never stop, are you? And then DeFranco takes over and says, oh, no, once you finish this raid, we're going to let you go. And Stacey goes, yeah, you finish this, then, you out. We got witness protection plan for you. They have, Stacey has no designs on letting Vic ever go. She wants him in prison too, basically.
Yeah, essentially. So
Yeah, essentially.
they're all set up to fail.
Yeah.
And Vic should be wise enough to know that, but he isn't.
Right. So that's how that goes. So Stacey is getting this information, and she gets excited. She wants to get her meeting in and tell the crew, okay, why don't we just get this whole thing going? And her husband is like, DeFranco's like, I don't know about this. This doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel right to me. And Stacey, what are you talking about? We got to get where we want them. Yeah, And that,
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. And so the next scene is with Kate and JP. So this is, I don't know what to say about this actor JP.
Yeah, it seems like he has a good James Earl Jones voice, but I feel like the JP characters has gotten worse throughout the course of the season. There was a couple episodes, or at least a stretch of episodes this season where we didn't even see him. He had a bigger presence season 1. Don't know what it will be like season 3, assuming there is one, which I don't see why there wouldn't be, but it just seemed like his character got worse.
Yeah, and it's a shame because I see depth in him, how we pronounce that, but he's got this great voice, powerful like James Earl Jones, He's a good-looking man too. I think the glasses are fake, but I'm sorry, they might be real. I don't know, but he needs something to make him like, I don't know, more powerful as a dad.
Yeah, lose some Hawaiian shirts. Like,
so
yeah.
Kate, I'm sorry. I love this beautiful actress. She's absolutely gorgeous, and I just think that her character, I'm going to find out what her name is. I love Kate. I think Kate does an excellent job playing Tommy's mother. She does such an excellent job, don't you think?
Absolutely. Albeit it could be a comical character at times, but it does kind of round off Tommy's character. But you think about it, Kate's been in obviously the Original Power series. She's in The Force, and she also makes a surprise appearance in Power Book 2, the one with Method Man and Mary J. Blige and Tariq at the end of the most recent season. And if you remember, she kind of gave the news to Tariq about Monet, correct me if I'm wrong, if Monet be shot, or remember that? So her character has been most of all these spinoffs.
Yeah, they need someone like her in the show. It kind of, like you say, gives a comedic feel to it, but I don't know, I just like her. And she seems real.
I would like to see if, I don't know how much they're going to expand Raising Cain, which we plan to cover as well. But I would like to see if they do introduce a younger Tommy. I don't know any spoilers, so don't tell me any. Or I would, in that case, like to see a younger K2 maybe, if there's a way of doing that in Raising Cain series.
Yeah, it would be nice if we can get some past how Kate became Kate. That would be interesting, being that she had 2 children, or 1 white child and 1 biracial child, and how she had to give one up. It'd be nice to kind of do some backdrop on that, to kind of give us a little bit more foundation of who she is and how Tommy, Tommy has put out a lot of stuff about how he was brought up. And so, I don't know, King Curtis Jackson, there's another idea for you. But anyway, I like how Tommy walks in the door and goes, Mom, what are you doing here? And she goes, you can't tell me to leave because JP says I can stay. And he goes, yeah, but and I can't believe you didn't tell me that my grandson is alive. And he says, well, Mom, the reason I tell you, because when I tell you things, you mess it up. And she goes, what do you mean? He says, well, he shot a cop. And she was like, oh no. you know. And he said, that's why I didn't tell you, Mom. And so that's why it's be better off if you stay out of it, more or less, right? And so JP says, yeah, that's why I didn't tell you, because we, Tommy got a point there, And so she's like, okay, all right. And so then they switch the scene, and then they show Tommy with Maria, right? That's where we are now. Tommy is with Maria, and so Maria and Tommy are planning this kind of romantic getaway, and she goes, wouldn't it be wonderful if we only had a one-way ticket to Barcelona? And he's like, yeah, baby, but I'm from the streets and I gotta come back. And she goes, yeah, I know you do. I know you do. And so they show Miguel really upset about his grandmama, which of course he would be. She was like Queen of the South. If anybody's ever watched that, Google it. It's awesome. And he says, I didn't get a chance to make amends and take care of the Serbs. And then that Tommy Effort Egan did. And he's a little too dangerous. I think we need to get rid of him, he says to one of his men. And he goes, yeah, because I never trusted him. And he says, yeah, it's time for him to go. We need to kill Tommy. That's how that went down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because Miguel, what's interesting about this character, and we definitely have to find out this actor's name because he is awesome. Miguel is scary. I know he's playing a part, but he's scary. But there's a softness about him when it comes to his family. And also, but he's also very cruel. I mean, because he will definitely torture you. But he always backs down from the head wolf, which is Shay. And then he's almost like a little boy. It's like, and when you see that interaction, he becomes very subservient, but also loyal and passive in a way. Wouldn't you say? Passive aggressive?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's what happened with that. So Miguel is out to murder Tommy. That's how that's going to go down. So D-Mac is at his friend's house playing video games. And the only thing I can say is, D-Mac, I know that it wasn't probably up to you to wear your hair like that, but I don't know if it's real or not, but I don't know, I'm not feeling the hair.
D-Mac is not, no disrespect to him, because he's
just an actor. We know he's a good actor, not just an actor, a good actor.
He's all right. He's all right. Yeah. And, the hair makeup got to be better with his hair, if that is indeed not his hair, but.
Yeah. But I do like his friend.
Yeah, Flair is a much better actor than
I think his friend is really good. And because he seems cool, well-mannered, mild-mannered, not well-mannered, but mild-mannered type of personality. And he goes, yo, D-Mac, you still here? He goes, yeah, you still here crashing at my crib? He goes, yeah. He goes, yo, friend, I got something for you. And he shows him a gun. He goes, oh, yeah, thanks, man. He goes, a word out on the street is that Diamond wants to put Mad Dog down. And because they have become a coalition. He goes, what? Oh, yeah. I need to go do something. He says, no, man, did you hear what I said? Did you tweak what I said? They cannot, CBI was told that they cannot touch Kilo's nephew. And he goes, well, but I'm not in CBI, am I? And I said to myself, I don't know how they always get the word on the street. How does that happen?
Well, it travels. It travels, and it just does. They're always, they got their burner phones and everything else.
Right,
so
right.
It travels.
And that's what happened with that. And so after that, D-Mac goes out on the school grounds. They never like the school grounds for you.
Not really. More like a playground or like a basketball court area.
Because I was looking at the background, I saw this brick. It looked like the college ground. Kind of he was walking from. Maybe it was apartment buildings. And then he says, D-Mac says, yo, Mad Dog. He goes, who wants to know? And he goes, yo, hey, man, I do. And he shoots him point blank in the head twice. That's what it looked like. And he runs off. Runs real fast. And he's running to tell Diamond which is not a good idea. Because once he tells Diamond, Diamond ready to kill him. He's like, whoa, what did you just do? Man, what are you talking about? I did something for you. He goes, no, you didn't. You just made a mess. That's what you did. And he's so angry with him. But he goes, what are we going to do? Because when King Kilo finds out, oh my God, we need to work with King Kilo and RD. Mm-hmm. We need to work with them, man. Oh, and then they, switch the scene. So there's Claudia. I love this part where Claudia tells Elise about her dad.
Yeah, not the biggest fan of the Claudia Elise relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Just not feeling it. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well, what happens is Vic asked Claudia to come to the estates. Claudia gets there and she says, okay, what's this all about? Because you already got everything. Dad gave you everything. So what are you calling me for? He says, I have nothing but bad memories for this place. Ever since we were children. And Claudia has a little sadness in her eyes. I did pick that up. She's a very good actress, this one who plays Claudia. And he says, so with that being said, I'm giving you the estate and all of Dad's business rights. I'm signing everything over to you. She goes, wait a minute, what's up? What's going on? This is like too good to be true. He goes, I'm ready to go. I'm done. But one thing I need from you, I need you to admit that you tried to murder me, that you set that up to kill me. Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about. He goes, yes, you do. I need closure, Claudia. Please tell me the truth. And Claudia goes, did you try to kill me? Yes. Did you murder Dad? Yes. This was your setup? Yes. I'm done. I'm out of here. No, please come back, Vic. Please come back. No.
Well, Vic killed Walter.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but those are his words, so he feels that she set the whole thing in motion.
Right.
And those are his words. And she's like, please come back, Vic, please come back. He says, no, I'm done. And then he looks down and he's recording the whole thing.
Was he recording? I didn't see that.
Yes, he went like this and cut it off. Yes. So she goes and she's talking to Elise about how everything's mine now. And, Dad took good care of me as a child. But when I got grown, he kept on giving everything to my brother, and I resented it. Elise says, well, I'm here for you now. And then she goes, is that okay? Do you want me to be with you? And she goes, yes. And they show a really steamy scene between those two. And then next we'd see Tommy and Maria, but we already talked about that, so I will move on from that. And so after that, we're talking about Tom's mom visited Tommy. You know how that went down, right? Mm-hmm. What are you doing here? Tommy, I want to talk to you. I want to apologize for my behavior, more or less. But she would never use the word behavior. But he says, I don't want to talk to your mom. Get out. She goes, oh, who is this? Is this that little girl, Maria? And Maria's like, yes, it is. Well, I need to tell you, little girl, you don't need to be with him because he's always in trouble. And she goes, I can handle myself. I grew up this way. And she goes, oh, okay. So now, see, the mother has no tact because when she first came in, she's looked around. She said, are you effing this woman? She has no tact.
Yeah, no filter.
No filter.
And she's like, I've been about that life. You can't scare me. I know all about Lakeisha Grant, a.k.a. Lala Anthony.
Right, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And she goes, oh, okay. So then Tommy says, and she says, bye, Mom.
What'd you do that for?
Yeah, she says, bye, Mom, right? On purpose to aggravate her. And she goes, I am the only girl in your life that understands you, that sticks around. Get up here, Mom, here, and take this too. And he stuffs cocaine in her pocket. He says, Tommy, no, please stop. And he says, go, go. Because you shouldn't have bought, well, I don't know why you bought the pass, but go. And so she leaves. He kicks her out. He kicks her out. And that's what happened with that. So after that, what would be the next scene is, what's the next scene, Clay?
Yeah, after that, yeah, what was that?
Okay, Tommy. Okay.
Tommy meets Claudia.
Ooh,
was that
yes,
out? Yeah, that was outside.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Outside the warehouse.
So here comes Claudia strutting her stuff. I love it. I love it. Oh, did we forget when she met with the Serbs? This is before or after she met with the Serbs?
I think this is after.
All right, so let's talk about that, Claudia and the Serbs. So Claudia summons. I forgot that. It's one of those Russian names, Vic, something Vic, Vic, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce it.
Talk of the Serbs or
The head, the leader.
Merkowitz.
And he goes, Claudia, I told you about summoning me. And she goes, well, I just wanted to talk to you, to meet my two...
You got Shantae looking like this.
Shantae, what's it? Did she say Shantae?
Shantae Page.
Shantae Page and Elise. And he goes, oh. And she goes, yes. And so we want to talk about making a deal here, you know. And what Claudia is actually doing is showing what we call girl power versus girl power, aka queen power. Letting him know we are now growing and getting bigger and better, and you need us to get your supplies. You need us to continue your business because you got problems, is what she's really saying, right? And so Shantae leans over in his face and says something to him. And I what did she say? And she goes, down, stand down now, Shantae.
Yeah.
She loves that though. Stand down.
Yeah.
Shantae like asserts herself to let him know, I'm not afraid of you. I don't care who you are. I'm not afraid of you. And so that's how that went down. And so I thought that was really good because then they show Claudia strutting her stuff to come down to meet Tommy. And she goes up in his face, right up in his ear and goes, you should have killed me when you had the chance. And Tommy goes, oh, well, I don't need to have a chance. I just need to kill you once. Oh, I thought that was a good line. I thought that was good.
That was.
Yeah, I need to kill you once,
it's
not
cameras
twice.
all over the place, and this is being recorded.
Yeah. And so she says, well, I got protection now. And she tells him, you should have, worked with me and all that other kind of stuff. She's telling Tommy, says, well, if I was you, I'd watch my back and I'd be careful who I associate with. And then he looks at Shantae. Tommy kind of gives Shantae a look because they working together. And Shantae's really a mold. So I thought that was really a good scene, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
Shantae's playing all sides here.
She's doing it. She's smart. Shantae doing Shantae by herself. Shantae is Shantae. I don't even know you could Shantae. I don't even think Jannard has any handle over Shantae. Do you?
No. You seen how that played out this
We see how that's going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so we see how that's going. So then Tommy, more or less talks to Vic and says, we ready. Yeah, because Vic is in the car. He's kind of nervous, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, we ready. And we're going to, do this thing, okay? So wait for my instructions, okay? So then they show the feds going in, raiding the place, and they show the guy in the car showing Stacy and DeFranco what they're doing, and DeFranco's actually in the raid because he likes that stuff and combat stuff.
Which I'm surprised.
I was surprised too.
Usually when you become a lieutenant, you don't get your hands that dirty.
Yeah, I think he just likes it because, why are you there? You're supposed to be watching it like Stacy, because Stacy says, I know I ain't going. Stacy, you ain't shooting me. Okay? That's how that went. I'll watch right here in the office. Like you're supposed to, though. Right?
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Obama.
So Franco, they all go down there. And I thought it was fake, though, that Spanish girl, that heavyset one with the gun. I thought that was fake.
Yeah, I was wondering, is she really getting all this action?
I'm like, really? Come on now.
Then she rests one of the STARZ, Berkowitz. I'm like, come on, stop.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm believing this. This doesn't seem believable to me.
Yeah, it did. But hey, I mean.
So they show the exchange with the Serbs and Claudia. And then here comes the raid. And Claudia takes off running, boy. She running, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they start to shoot out, and all the Serbs are dropping like flies. And unfortunately, DeFranco's best friend, good friend, drops down. And he goes, man, you know, like, officer down, we need help, you know? And Stacy's like, doggone it, where's Egan? That's all Stacy keeps saying. Where is Tommy effing Egan? I want, and, you know, the guy inside the office says, this is a win for us. This is a win. Do you see what's happening, Stacy? We're finally getting the Serbs. I don't care. That's not what the mission was about in the first place. You ain't got to tell me. You know, remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She threw a hissy fit.
She threw a
hissy.
Oh, she said, you are embarrassing me, making me look bad.
Making me look bad. You know, we don't like Stacey.
Yeah. So
we don't like her.
She had absolutely no remorse for one of her own people going down. That's how you know when somebody's getting obsessed. Because she had no remorse. Yeah, she done went off the deep end with this Tommy thing. And I think it's interesting to see that everybody thinks that Tommy is in control of everything. It appears that he's in control of everything, but not really. He has to make deals behind the scenes with everybody. It ain't no, you know, one fits all thing, one size fits all thing. So they chase Claudia down and she falls into the trash. She's like, oh no, I didn't do a damn thing.
She got tackled like them officers acted like they were linebackers for the Chicago Bears. Oh shoot, the way they play this season, they could probably use one of them.
And so she goes, what do you arrest me for? He said, I'm arresting you for conspiracy, for killing your father and trying to set up and kill your brother. My brother set me up? My brother had something to do with this? He says, she goes, well, my family owns half the police department. He says, yeah, but not this half. I love that part, but not this half. Didn't you love that part?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so after that, what happens is they switch the scene. And I love the scene when Jannard is in the prison talking to King Kilo. Like I said, this guy scares you. He looked like King Kong. I'm serious. He's a big guy.
Ain't got nothing on me.
And Clay did some research to find out that this is a really intelligent actor.
Yeah, for sure. Just do your Google searching later on.
And you'll find out that he went.
He's pretty decent, yeah.
What did you find out about him?
Yeah, he went to HBCU, I think. Basically he's not who he's portraying. That's a good
and
way
he's
to
a
put
very
it.
good actor.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And so when Jannard goes in to shake his hand, he kind of squeezes Jannard's hand and says, "What I heard what happened out there." And Jannard says, the word on the street is D-Mac is when I did this, and that's why we had to get rid of him. And this had nothing to do with any of us, just D-Mac acting alone. And I guarantee you we will take care of it. He goes, well, you know, family come first, so I'm telling you now, because when I come out, I'm going to kill whoever did it. And Jannard says, I assure you that it wasn't us, and we can work together and take over everything when you come out. And he goes, well, I'm coming out. He goes, and he convinces him, and he says, okay, deal. And Jannard takes a big sigh like, whew. That's what Jannard did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back at the camp, Stacy is furious. I mean, she's having a hissy fit about how she's been embarrassed. And DeFranco says, do you realize I lost a friend? And they get into it. He said, you have lost perspective. You really have. And he gets angry to throw something like, I'm done. I cannot believe you. Right?
Yeah.
And then that's how that goes. And then, what's the next scene after that?
Yeah, and then was it the bar scene? Or they show everybody getting arrested with the cell phone footage because somebody took at the bar where Tommy and Shay and at the bar they're showing the footage of everybody getting arrested.
Yes.
The Serbs.
Yes.
And he goes, I'm gonna take a new partnership. Everybody must play nice.
Yeah. And so Shay and Tommy and Diamond have a discussion outside. And Shay says, you were not supposed to get involved in my basically business, but you did. And Tommy says, this would not have went down if it had not been for me. I did what Miguel couldn't do, and you would do better to work with me and Diamond. And then Diamond steps in because Diamond has a softer tone, and they know who Diamond is, but they really don't know who this white boy is. So they listen to Diamond. So Tommy needs Diamond. He's like the mediator. And so when Diamond talks to Shay, and then Tommy comes back in, and then Shay makes a decision. He says, okay, we're gonna work together. He says, we're gonna make more money for you than you ever. He says, oh, I like the sound of that. And then he says, Miguel, I want you and Diamond to basically play nice in the sandbox, right? Mm-hmm. And so they shake hands, and Miguel looks at him in the eyes, and I'm like, ooh, that's a spooky look, and shakes hands with Tommy. That's how that went down. And so they show at the bar Tommy celebrating.
Mm-hmm. Like it was like an office holiday party. It was just funny, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Talk about that scene a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'll say, look, we're so joy tonight, but we go back to business tomorrow. Because there's a new partnership between Miguel's crew and Tommy's crew and CBI. So everybody's all interconnected. But that was short-lived because he kept trying to call Maria.
Well, let's back up a little bit about that. So they showed Vic at the gravesite.
Yeah, I don't recall that scene.
And he says to Gloria, I did all that's the one that died, his girlfriend that he loved so much. He says, this is the end. I finally did what I set out to do for you, Gloria. And I'm going to be taken away
for you.
Witness protection plan. But I'm done.
Witness protection.
Witness protection. I'm done. My accent sometimes. I'm done. And then he gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
And they show him.
Oh, we just go for a ride.
And he goes, what's this all about? He goes, man, shut up. Man, just wait here and see what happens. And the guys keep saying, we're not talking to you because we don't have any information to give you. They do have information. It's like telling him. And Vic realizes something's up. He realizes something's up. So then he gets a phone call from Stacy, and Stacy's telling him off like, you set me up. You knew all the time. You just wanted me to arrest Claudia in the first place because that's what's all. It was a revenge on your sister. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, you really didn't know what was going down? He says, no. She goes, okay, everybody. Vic's in trouble. He's going to get killed if we don't get down there fast enough. And then they show Diamond and Tommy at the bar at the celebration. And then Tommy and Diamond are having a discussion. Diamond's saying, man, you can't do this without me. But you always trying to do things without telling me. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And Tommy says, go ahead.
And Tommy says, well, shoot, that's just how I roll, basically.
Yeah, I felt that he's better off alive than dead, and we can use him.
We own him now.
We own him now.
I'm going to play. I'm going to get him scared.
Yeah, and Diamond's like...
No, I'm going to put a boot in.
Diamond's like, look, you need me. Just remember that. Okay? And he goes, well, then Tommy looks at him and says, well, you can't do this without me. Okay, so that's how that went down. So it shows you there is a crack in the armor to be continued, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So then they show Jannard with his girl, Shantae. And they come up and he says, get out the car, Enough. And the guy goes, wait. He says, get out of my car. And then Shantae sits down on the side of him, and he looks at Shantae like he already did. She looks at the gun. She says, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. And I'm like, ooh, you better not mess with Shantae. So Queen Shantae ain't playing, because when they say, who are you? She says, Queen.
That's right.
Queen, okay?
Yeah.
She let you know. She let you know.
I wouldn't do that.
Yes.
And they get their nice Lamborghini SUV black on black back. Because remember, Jannard was driving that 91 Buick Sabre. It's a classic.
And his brother kept laughing at him like, man, what you doing with this car? He said, don't be making fun of my car. But when he takes that, somebody says, get out of the car with that fake Versace shirt on. And the guy goes, no violence, please. I only did what I'm supposed to do. He says, oh, shut up. And he shoots him, and they get in the car and drive off. They showed them at home having a discussion. And so Shantae says, He goes, wow, I was about to go down with Tommy Egan. Now we got him. She goes, are you sure that nobody saw you there's no evidence that you sent that picture of him and Maria? He goes, nah, they can't trace me back, baby. They can't. She goes, okay, then we might as well just sit back and go get the popcorn and watch this play out. Because we going to have everything to ourselves. I was like, okay, Shantae is something else.
Yeah, I had to see how her character develops over chores in season 3.
And the thing is, so Claudia gets one phone call. Now,
Team freezing.
Now listen to this.
Freezing.
Even though she is with Elise, someone she knew from college, boarding school, she still, in her heart, believes that Shantae is her main woman. Think about that for a minute. She respects Shantae more than Elise. Obviously, even though Elise is trying to give her the world, giving her all her mother's money out the bank account, the family bank account and everything, she still likes Shantae. Think about that for a minute. And so what happened is she calls Shantae, and Shantae's like, hey, how you doing there? And she goes, Shantae, you know, I'm here in jail. And she goes, says something to her. I don't remember. But Shantae says, from where I'm sitting, you need me.
Then Claudia gets shanked.
And then Claudia gets like
shanked.
Yeah.
She gets shanked.
Right in the spine. She gets stabbed in the spine. Two things are going to happen here. Just this as this is playing out. Shantae looks at it and goes, oh well, and then like hangs up the phone. And then Janard and her look at each other and smile.
It was her and Tommy. It wasn't Janard.
It was her and Tommy. Yes, sorry, mistake on that. It was her and Tommy.
This is revenge for Liliana. Remember,
he takes the phone and gives it to Shantae and goes, hey, how you doing there, Claudia? This is for Liliana. And then stab, and the girl goes, stabs her in the back and walks off. And two things are going to happen is because it doesn't show her dead. It shows her in serious pain with blood. And she looks at the blood. She's
so I
dying.
guess while she was dead, now I'm wondering.
She was not dead because you never saw her head yanked to the side. You never saw her close her eyes. She looks and goes, like blood. So two things are going to happen here. Either they're going to keep her in and she's going to be in a wheelchair, or she's going to die. We will see. And then that's the end of this. What a season!
Yes, and
my goodness.
We forgot the big part. Tommy gets a phone call from Miguel saying,
oh, the best part, excuse me. Yes.
When Tommy calls up Miguel.
From the hospital.
Hey.
The hospital.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that hospital scene. Sorry, folks, we forgot that one scene because we were just too excited. Tommy goes to the hospital and says, hey, did you see a black man and a redhead that was brought in on a stretcher? And they're looking at him like, huh? But he was talking to Maria's girlfriend, the nurse. And there is JP looking at his mother, who is got blood and she's all, she's dying because when Tommy discovered her on the floor, he had tears in his eyes and she was like reaching up saying, help me. And Tommy was looking at her like, he just was kind of like spaced out. I don't even think it was cynical or intentional, but maybe yes, because it was a part of him that got ready to help because he said, oh, I got you on the floor, you took so much coke. And then the other part was like, maybe I should let you die because you've just been miserable in my life. So we getting two emotions from Tommy, but he just was like staring at it, but he had water in his eyes. And then brother comes and says, Tommy, do something, call 911. So they take her to the hospital. JP is there in the hospital with her, looking over at his mom. And he tells Tommy, I was warned about you. I was warned not to get involved with you. But I didn't listen. You are trouble. You destroy everything in your path. And for that reason, you are no longer my brother. And he throws the keys out and closes the door. And Tommy just has a sad look on his face. But he decides to call Maria. Because he really just want to know what Maria is. I don't even know it was about loving his mother so much. I've been trying to text you. I'm here in the hospital because then he hesitates because my mother had an overdose or somebody says that she might be dying. That's just to get Maria to answer the phone.
Yeah.
I don't think it was so much their love for his mother.
No.
And then all of a sudden, hello, Tommy. Oh my God. Tommy's like, he goes,
You better not hurt her, Miguel.
Yeah, this is Miguel.
Then
So you're never going to see Maria again. He goes, where's Maria? You better not hurt her. He goes, he laughs, he says,
You laughs like a
Tommy,
Disney
remember, we work together. And I keep my word, okay? But you're never going to see Maria again. And he takes the tickets, the plane tickets, and he burns them. He's laughing. And Tommy's like, and he hangs up and he shows it. He's like, he's so angry. He's so angry because his mother had warned him, everything you touch dies, and you can't keep a girl. It always goes wrong, goes left for you because of who you are. The mother's kind of basically cursed her son by saying that. I really believe so. Because words have power, and this is what this show is all about, power between different gangs and things. But if you really analyze this show, why I love this show, well, it's because it's well written, number one. Number two, power is the same whether you're in the corporate world, on Wall Street, whether it's in politics, shaking hands, making deals in politics, whether you are in any social situation, whether you work in a school, there's power. Whether you work in stores, there's power. There's always power from the top dog down to the people who work for you. There's a power going on. There's subliminal messages going on. And I always call the things that are not said speak the loudest. What do you say?
Absolutely.
That's right. It's those unspoken words. And those unspoken words have power. So I love this. It was just awesome, wasn't it?
It was. I'm looking forward to season 3. Looking forward to see what happens with Tommy, Maria, Miguel, Kate, Tommy's mom, JP, if Kate's alive, if Claudia's still alive. How does Shantae evolve, Jannard and Diamond and King Kilo and D-Mac. It's going to be a great season 3. I can't wait.
Looking forward to
see it in 2025.
And I'm going to tell you something. We don't know, right? But I tell you
we
one
have
thing.
Actors strike and writers strike.
King 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson has done it again. He had a phenomenal cast. Every actor and actress played their role. And we just want to just give them a bravo. Yes, you did the do. You did the do. We loved it so much, and we thank you so much. And we also thank the viewers out there. Thank you for watching this, and share with a friend, like and subscribe, and give comments. Of course, respectable. But this is Queen D and
Clay D.
And we really appreciate you. We are next, we're going to be doing a review on
Raising Kanan.
I love Raising Kanan because you know I love
Raquel.
myself. So Raquel, Queen Raquel, I can't wait. And on that note, we want to say enjoy your holiday season, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.